Now it's time. Now it's time to stand. Now it's time. Now it's time to stand truly for what you believe. Okay? Just remember this, my gorgeous Sagittarius. And now it's time to stand up truly for what you believe. Okay? And what you need to remember. What you need to remember is the fact that, do not rush with your decision. Do not rush with your decision whatsoever. And this decision is going to come up in between the 17th and 27th of June 2022. And you will know what this is. You will know what am I talking about, because this is going to be a rather strong part of your life. Do not rush with that particular decision, purely because it's going to be based on limited information. You need to wait a little bit longer. You need to wait to see what exactly is going to happen, what exactly is going to unfold. By the time you get to the first part of July, first week of July, this is the reading for June, but by the time you get to the first week of July, everything is going to be clear. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and it's for June 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, Sagittarius, and it's for June 2022. I am going to try to talk just a little bit slower. I'm really I promise, but I can't really completely promise, because once this energy gets me going, nothing can stop me, so I can't promise, but I will try. Okay, so now when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, the actual number, it's a number 187. 187 is a very powerful number yet again when it comes to the actual numerology, which means that you are going to have a very, very interesting sign. You are going to have a very interesting omen, and the omen that you're going to have, it's going to be at around the 25th of June 2022, and the omen that you are going to have, it's going to happen at around the time when you talk to someone really beautiful, someone really honest. There is a male person, like a powerful male person that I'm seeing here, somebody very intelligent when it comes to their spirituality, somebody who's aware of a lot of things, somebody who's naturally so knowledgeable, somebody who's a really an older spirit, quite old spirit, somebody who lived many lives. We all have lived many lives indeed, but some people remember and some people don't remember. It really depends. It depends in which phase we are at this spiritual journey. This is how I can explain this at this moment in time. So it's somebody who is an old spirit, somebody who is an old soul, somebody who's ridiculously wise and ridiculously clever. And this man, this person, an older person is the part of your life. It could really be someone who is a younger person, but it's also an extremely old soul, an extremely old spirit. Every time when this person talks, you feel inspired. Every time when this person talks, you feel brilliant. Every time when this person talks, you feel amazing. And there are lots of signs that are connected to this. That means that this person is meant to be in your life. So why am I talking about this person so much? Because at around that time, when you talk to this person who is going to really, really inspire you, you see, I said that you are going to have a sign at around the time when you talk to somebody really beautiful, somebody really this person that I've just described right now. At around that time, you will also need to understand that something is going to inspire you so much, because you will be able to see the blessings through that person's eyes, almost as if you're going to find beneficial their own vision, and this is nothing unusual, because it comes from someone who is meant to be in your life at this moment in time, most importantly, most certainly, most strongly. So you're going to gather a little bit of their own vision, and this is going to inspire you so much. And not that long after that moment in time, not that long after that moment in time, there is going to be the sign that you are going to have, like within the next few days, the sign that you are going to have, the omen that you are going to have, it's going to be connected to an unusual little bird. Whether this bird is going to have an unusual color, whether this bird is going to kind of have an unusual flight, whether this bird is going to look at you in a strange way, you need to understand and you need to know that this bird is the part of your sign, it's the part of your vibration, it's the part of your spiritual journey. This bird is bringing you a sign because this is your omen, so it's going to be impossible not to notice this little bird. And it's almost like as if that bird is going to try to like kind of tell you something or try to attempt a little conversation with you, like animals and birds, there is just so much more to them. They of course they talk to us, they communicate to us, but I think that they're more clever, they're way more intelligent than people give them credit for. Sometimes certain people think that animals are like, oh yeah, they don't understand this, they don't understand that. Of course they understand. They have got their own language, they have got their own world, they have got their own vibration, they have got their own energy, and almost as if you're gonna feel like this bird is trying to like tell you something, and this in itself is going to be a sign that you must pay attention to what was on your mind at exactly the same time, because that bird is your messenger, and it's going to have a very strong connection to the few days beforehand when you spoke to that man, when you spoke to that person, when you were like just so inspired by that person, what I said, something is going to be answered to you, the little blockage that was created within the few days, because it's to do with making the necessary step when it comes to the future, but it's still going to be like a little obstacle that you're going to have after you have the conversation with this person, or after you get inspired by this particular person that I mentioned, this male person. So a few days later, you are going to have your omen, you are going to have that bird, you are going to have your sign, and you will know suddenly something is going to come to you, like you will see what was on your mind, and this is going to be your answer. You need to pay attention to this, because the obstacle is going to be like pretty much so removed at that moment in time. So it means that what you were worrying about, what is the obstacle, you're going to be absolutely fine, and this is going to be a sign. This is why I'm trying to say the importance of being able to actually read the signs in our lives at the time when we need it the most, and that in itself is going to be pretty much so, it's going to make you aware that this is the time to make an adjustment in your life. And what the adjustment is, it's going to bring, you need to understand to be patient about it, you need to understand to do like things like this happen one step at a time, but it's all about this harmonious and positive and optimistic energy coming into your sign, which is naturally going to make you to kind of think about the management in your life, but especially when it comes to the necessary adjustment that you need to make. This is all about the necessary adjustment, and as soon as you realize what this is, as soon as you realize what came to an end, you're going to release yourself, and this in itself is going to create a wonderful shift, and that also is going to lead towards the actual release from bondage. And this is important because it's also going to start the process of the beginning of understanding. You will know exactly why certain things happened in your life that you couldn't kind of like really understand over the last couple of years. You couldn't understand why did you act in a certain way, or you still don't understand why do you respond to certain situations in a specific way. Why don't you respond the way you want to respond? Something very interesting. It's going to be answered to you here. This is to do with like a release from bondage, and then it's all about like at the beginning of understanding, which is most importantly going to put you towards reaching towards enlightenment. I really like this so much, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because this at the same time it's almost immediately going to give you so many ideas. It's going to give you so many reasons to like kind of move on with your life. But before you would be like, oh God, I'm not too sure, like, no, it's not the right time. No, baby, no, it's always, it's the right time when you feel it's the right time. It's the right time when you know it's the right time. And never more so, at around a similar time, there is going to be an absolutely amazing message that you're going to have, an amazing message that you're going to have on the 11th of June. It's all going to be on the 11th of June. It's an amazing message, an amazing realization. You need to remember to give credit to yourself where the credit is due. do. And this amazing message that you're going to have, it's to do with the part of your life that you've put so much energy towards, you know, that you have been working towards. So this is an outcome of the past effort, and this is going to mean to you so much emotionally. You're going to be in the 77th sky, you know. You're going to like this, because at the same time this is going to start to elevate your energy, your vibration, and you are within the next couple of days after that, you know, you will just realize suddenly you're going to wake up in the morning, your gorgeous eyes are going to be, hello my gorgeous. You're going to wake up in the morning and suddenly something is just out of the blue going to be on your mind. Oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to explore this. It's about you feeling like so strongly and so powerfully how you need to explore the particular stage, particular part of your life. And this is going to be the time of your own reviving, my gorgeous Sagittarini. This is the time of your own reviving. So this is going to happen on the 13th, in between the 13th and the 17th of June, in between the 13th and the 17th of June. It's all about you kind of realizing what exactly do you need to explore. And this, when you wake up in the morning, it's going to answer you. It's like, you know, when we wake up the first thing in the morning, I said this so many times, we are still in this meditation state. We understand so much about ourselves, we understand so much about life, because we are using this very, very powerful vibration, which is purely coming from us visiting different dimensions while we are sleeping, while the rest of our brain is like working, you know, that normally doesn't work when we are awake, you see. So we are still benefiting from this so much. So you can't really go wrong, do you know what I mean? Like when you get a certain direction. So you will see suddenly something is going to be on your mind, but it's to do with like you exploring, you know, the certain, like you will want to, oh, I want to find out a bit more, I want to learn a bit more about it. As soon as you know what this is, as soon as you throw yourself into it, you are going to find yourself on a delicious new beginning, which is going to make you aware, and it's going to show you, and it's going to prove you that there is a life beyond, like beyond or your own, like a spiritual bubble. There is so much more behind that you weren't aware, so much closer to you, so near to you, you know. And this is important because it's also a mind-blowing time of your own inspiration, you know, which is your strength, which is your power. Your passion is your power, your power is your passion. So you're going to find yourself on the new beginning here, and then you're going to realize like, oh my God, as soon as you throw yourself to explore this part of your life, you will see like, oh my God, by the time you get to the last 7 days of June, there is going to be a pretty much so an opportunity that you are going to have with like so many like kind of like a bright prospects, and I really like it. And the more you think about it, the more ideas you're going to have, the more you think about it, the more inspired you're going to be. And you will know that this is just something that you need to do no matter what. This is important, and your own enthusiasm is going to be guiding you. Your own enthusiasm is going to be talking to you, because it's going to help you to return to yourself, this powerful essence of feeling the energy and vibration of how things used to be when you were maybe much happier than you are now. I'm not saying you're unhappy, please don't get me wrong, but it's about like gathering this vibration and kind of getting to know this part of your life yet again, which means that there is something that was like kind of that you left in the past, that you need to bring it now. You're not doing something, you're not expressing yourself the way you should express. Maybe you should be painting, you know, I said this before, maybe you should be drawing, maybe you should be rollerblading. Where did I get that from? I have no idea. Maybe you know, it's like something that you should, maybe you should sing like hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Maybe you should sing, you know, hopefully you've got a better voice than me, my gorgeous Sagittarini. But there is something that is missing, and it's every single thing that we are really good about. It's meant to be there to be used by us, you know. It's meant to be explored. It's meant to be there to be, you know, like kind of like for us to tap into this energy as much as we possibly can, so we remind ourselves of our own uniqueness as well. And that helps in the world of darkness and uncertainty, you know. You just kind of like raise your own light, turn it off and turn it on whenever you want, not when someone else tells you, you know. It's important. On another hand, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know what else you need to remember, you know, that, you know, on the 4th of June, 14th of June and the 24th of June, you know, it's all about you realizing that these 3 days you need to kind of get organized, you know. This is all about you understanding that you have to put your foot down, but at the same time you need to use logic. Oh something fell. You need to use logic. You need to use logic in order to increase your success. Just remember this, my gorgeous Sagittarini. 4th of June, 14th of June, and the 24th of June, there is going to be something scattered around you, like in the terms of maybe, oh my God, you know, I need to sort this out, like in terms of a little bit of stressy, you know. But then at the same time, it's all about you using using logic and structure to increase your success. You're going to be absolutely fine. Let me just a second. Sagittarini, there's the plant just fell. You see, this is the problem when you have like you see, this is the problem. You can't even see that plant. You see, it's that one. Sagittarini, that just fell a little bit. I bet it's gonna fall again. Sorry. You see, plants. Oops. Plants are alive. You know, they're moving, they're changing. These are, oh God, you see, I'm gonna like, oh my God, soon I'm not going to be able to move here. I'm gonna be like, the plants are just gonna start growing. It's an explosion of plants here. Help! No, I'm joking. Yeah, so basically, did I do this right? You know, I'm such a perfectionist. Is she looking at you, my little kitty? Yeah, hi Sagittarini. See, I've done it now. What am I doing? Okay, just 1 second. Sorry, it's driving me nuts. Yes, so now, Sagittarini, don't worry. I'm going to make up for this, you know. You see? I basically, there you go, I'll just leave it like this. If it fails again, then that's meant to be it, really. Okay, let's try it like this. There you go. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, please forgive me. You know, I'm so... Again, like quite clumsy lately. I'm clumsy, I'm clumsy, I'm clumsy, 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 I'm clumsy, I'm clumsy, I'm clumsy, 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 clumsy. Forgive me, Sagittarini. So now, what else? You know, and there is a lot going to be going on this month. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you know, but there is a lot going to be going on this month, and it's going to surprise you. Suddenly, you know, things are very slow, and suddenly it's going to be like boom, boom, boom. A lot is going to pick up. Yeah, so that is going to create just a little tiny bit of a baby stress on its own. Okay, but then again, just remember that this stress is gonna be there just because, you know, there's so many things happening at the same times. But you are, what is really wonderful here, that you're actually going to find yourself being very successful exactly when you're multitasking. You know, there is going to be the sudden events and changes that you will be going through, and this is what you need to remember, that you're also going to recognize your power yet again when it comes to multitasking. The more you're doing, the more you take on, the more successful you're going to be at the time when you just think like, oh my God, it's getting too much, especially at around the 23rd. But you will see, take this as like a God's gift, as a blessing, literally. The more you take it on, the more you're actually going to achieve. So this is going to be absolutely brilliant. I can see that somebody is going to try to like kind of like a start or an attempt, sadly, like a little bit of an argument, but then now you're going to be prepared for this. You know, if anyone starts to or attempt to have an argument with you or something like that, purely because you're really not gonna be able to understand your points of view. They're completely two opposite points of view that are never going to change, I think, from what I see here. So if somebody attempt to have an argument, your karmic response should be, don't give too much what you think, don't give too much what you think. In fact, try to make this person feel in a completely different way. Try to somehow make sure that that person ends up leaving you or going away like with a smile on their face. So this is the best karmic response, so you can just move away from that person without causing any necessary vibration and any necessary grudges, because there is absolutely no point to kind of argue with people who have a completely different view to you with such a things in your life, you know, because at the same time, you know, this could kind of like also it could just like kind of unnecessary make you worry, or unnecessary kind of slow you down, or unnecessary can make you like kind of like a blame yourself for something that you shouldn't be blaming yourself, some kind of a blaming game. So absolutely try to remove yourself from that as soon as you can. And also, you know, within the last 11 days you are going to be on June, you are going to be facing an obstacle, because you're going to feel very indecisive when when it comes to the actual proceedings. Within the last 11 days, you're going to be facing an obstacle again when it comes to being indecisive, when it comes to the certain proceedings, but then again, at the same time, you need to understand to take one step at a time, and also, you need to employ your own power with honor and wisdom. This is brilliant time, because what you're going to do is you are going to move forward with unstoppable momentum. You need to also be aware of the fact that success is inevitable. What you're going to be talking about, what you're going to be focusing on, what is going to be driving you through, something is going to be on your mind so much in terms of the success. You have to remember that the success is going to be inevitable, but you have to keep going and being persistent, because the success, you will be rewarded for this. You will be rewarded for things that you're doing and working on, but you just need to understand that things take time. This is the first time in a long time that you're actually going to have a full control over something very specific in your life. This is going to give you strength and courage, energy, determination. This is going to give you confidence, because you will know that you are going to get such a powerful accomplishment. It's the time of your own development, but you also need to be aware of the fact that it's about the gradual progress. So don't lose your hope no matter what. This is important, and you are on the right path. It's about continuing slowly, but most importantly, surely, towards the actual path of your own prosperity. This is going to bring you good fortune, and also at the same time success. Just remember this, my gorgeous Sagittarians, this is important. On another hand, when it comes to your health, I see the combination of your stomach, digestive system. Stomach is going to be a little bit sensitive yet again, and also I can see that the skin, your skin is going to feel kind of sensitive, and your skin is going to feel different, when it comes to this month. Do you know what I would like to suggest to you? To bath yourself, in the sun as much as you can. Of course, try to expose yourself to the sun and kind of reconnect with the nature. But at the same time, and more importantly, if you can try to drink a little bit of lemon water every single morning, water with organic unwaxed lemon. So a little bit of water with a squeezed organic and unwaxed lemon. It's very important to mention, and this is going to do the wonders when it comes to the natural vitamin C. And when it comes to your skin, this is going to be super beneficial for your skin, and at the same time it's going to clear so many blockages when it comes to your digestion, my gorgeous Sagittarius. So try to drink lemon water every single morning, and you will see how much better you're actually going to feel, okay, in so many different aspects as well. So it's going to do wonder for your stomach and digestion. It's going to get things going, but at the same time it's going to be brilliant when it comes to your skin health. Your skin start shining really brightly, because if we want to do things for our skin and things like that, of course that we need to do it things from inside. You can do creams and all that as something additional, but otherwise we need to put the right things inside. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm going to see the first date, which is going to be important. But before I go there, this is something that I highly suggest you. This is probably one of the most powerful crystals. I know I say this every time, but this baby is something different. This is called Nellit, and it's an absolutely wonderful and natural, very ridiculously powerful combination of tiger's eye and another crystal in one. And this is natural. This is not made. This is natural, but it's the crystal that contained a tiger's eye and another crystal. So it's a very powerful natural crystal on its own, like God's gift, literally, because it really helps you to protect yourselves again, like an evil eye. But most importantly, why I like this baby, it's because it does have the power to actually it helps you to connect to your third psychic eye. It helps you to unlock the third psychic eye. The pineal gland is the most powerful part of our body. energy. Lots of people are not even aware of it, and that's fine. It depends, like when people are going to find out things and become aware of them on their own specific spiritual journey. But there's just so much more, you know, to this life. And one of these things is the most powerful part of our bodies probably is like the pineal gland, the third psychic eye. So there are so many different ways to unlock it, and this is also like something that can be so beneficial. And what does that mean? That means that you kind of like really open yourself up spiritually. You start to understand things on a much higher level. Slowly, one step at a time, you start seeing things, you start to understand things, you start to feel things. You know that, my God, we are part of the much bigger picture than we thought that we were, type of thing. You know, that there are very kind of deep and powerful thoughts come to you. This is something I highly recommend you to get and wear every single time when you want to reconnect with yourself, and every single time when you want to kind of find out a little bit more about the situation that you are facing right in front of you. This gorgeous nail it comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And when you check the description below, you need to kind of click on read more or expand, and then you will see right at the bottom that there are going to be the links to buy these pendants. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you very much for that. So the very 1st of June, it's like you're gonna feel just like a little bit of stagnation here, and you're gonna feel like a little bit of like kind of like a very slow and partial change, and you're not gonna like that. You're gonna feel like this kind of immobility here, and you're not gonna like this, and that in itself is gonna make you feel in a different way, like you want to kind of do the shortcut that you kind of shouldn't be doing. So I must kind of warn you not to do the useless sacrifice, because this feeling is going to last only one day. And at the same time, if you kind of if you do the useless sacrifice, you're just going to end up having a conflict with yourself, because that would be a poor risk. So you don't want to do that, because by the time you get to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th of June, you know what it's going to mean to you so much. It's something to do with your own success, really good news, and the fact that you're going to be admired by people who mean to you so much. They will admire you for something that you have done. You will be talking about it. The conversation is going to be open. You're going to be like, ooh la la, oh yeah, talk about me, yeah, I'm amazing, you know. You're going to be like that, you know, like cheeky. But then at the same time, that admiration from each other, from others, it's going to be very much so going to be very solid part of your spiritual journey by the time you get to the 8th of June, for example, because by the 8th of June, you are going to become very captive to your own idea. There is an idea that you are going to get and gain out of it, and this is all because the right people in your life have praised you at the right moment. So you see what that energy can do. It can just create that wonderful push forward when we need it the most. The second important date, and before I go there, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you see another gorgeous pendant. Look at this beauty. Look, it looks like a glass. Look, I've got third psychic eye. Look, it's like my third psychic eye here, and this is tourmalated quartz, my gorgeous Sagittarini. And this is of course like the natural combination of two crystals that just became its own crystal, which is tourmalated quartz, which is the combination of the natural quartz with the black pieces inside, the black tourmaline pieces. So the quartz naturally opens you up, and the black tourmaline really guides you and protects you and grounds you. And also it's a fantastic crystal when you're dealing with strange things, and then you're like completely spaced out, you know. And it depends who we deal with, it depends what's going on. Maybe we didn't sleep 2 days and we have to deal with something important, you know. This life is not meant to be easy. And sometimes we're like completely spaced out, or sometimes we just have a bit of like a burst of like a anxious feeling and things like that. It's like, oh my God, I don't feel right, and then this just immediately just really brings you down so beautifully. It's just so powerful, my goodness. and it also helps you like to eliminate like kind of destructive patterns. And this is something like, oh my god, it helps you to move on with your life because you are able to really eliminate destructive patterns in your life. This is absolutely a must. And look how gorgeous it is. It looks like it's as tough as anything. It's a very powerful in itself property when it comes to properties, but it's also really tough when it comes to the actual it looks like a glass, but thousands of years ago they used to use this crystal in order to make tools, you know, to cut through other glass and other tools. You know, it's that powerful. And this comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, I have to say that. And when you check in the description, just make sure that you click on read more, and you will see it will expand where other crystals are, where my crystals are. The second important date, it's going to be on the 16th of June. On the 16th of June, you're going to find yourself quite indecisive. You're just going to find yourself indecisive because you're going to worry about like some kind of like a maybe embarrassment or something. Don't worry about what other people think. Please don't worry about what other people think. You do you. You do what you want to do. Don't care about other people. Don't worry about other people. Because if you're starting to worry about other people, what they think, this is not good because your energy is getting stolen and you don't want that. So it's just you're going to find yourself indecisive, but you're going to come out of that whatsoever, because you know this indecisiveness is to do with you making a really big change, huge change when it comes to your home immediate environment, something that will make you feel so much happy and something that is going to bring you so much pleasure and happiness and contentment into your life. You know, you are going to be facing a little bit of difficulty, you know, how you're going to do this, but then again at the same time you must not let that to preoccupy you, because now it's all about you being responsible and mature, reliable, and staying persistent and staying committed to the task at hand. Because on one hand you are well capable to do this, but then on another hand there is something very powerful that you are going to find out about your own capability as well. Okay, the third important date, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's going to be on the 27th and the 28th of June. The 27th and the 28th of June, it's a wonderful motivation that you're going to feel here. And this motivation, it's yet again going to come through your own success. It's just going to be something really tiny little that you're going to hear, but it's going to be so positive, optimistic moment in time, because it's coming from your own creation, or it's coming from something that you were working on, it's coming from something that you were created, but it's going to surprise you, but it's still going to bring such a nice and good feeling, in particular when it comes to like kind of having this motivation and make you feel even kind of strong within yourself, because a lot is going to be answered by this moment in time, how important it is to stand up for yourself and your beliefs. But then at the same time you will see that you did that before and it gave you so much confidence, so now that it's time to kind of do that again, and it's slightly in a slightly gentle way. Okay, so you also need to pay attention here to choose your battles really, really wisely as well. On another hand, the 27th or the 28th of June is just a kind of gonna make you aware of an excellent opportunity. So the 27th and the 28th of June are going to make you aware of an excellent opportunity. You have to take this on, because this is going to be connected to the new area of study. You're gonna need to learn something a little bit more. You're going to need to prepare a little bit more, so you need to remember this. So by the time you get to the 29th and the 30th of June, you're already going to become aware of new possibilities, and you're going to become aware of the fact that new relationships are going to start walking into your life because of this. And also, you know, because you're going to find this time rather beneficial through your own new knowledge. Okay, so now my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see briefly what is going to happen in the first part of June, mid-June, and the last part of June. The first part of June, you're going to have a beautiful new and emotional experience, and that is also going to make you aware of your own psychic abilities, but also the power of trusting your own spiritual insight. Okay, the mid part of June, just ignore the illusion of entrapment. Please ignore the illusion of entrapment, because you're gonna feel like, you know, like you can't do this, you can't do that, but at the same time you will see that all this time the answer was within. The last part of June, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's like also you know, very big confirmation, something that you were thinking about, you know, is to do with the clarity on your life purpose. There is probably one of the biggest clarities of your life in the last part of June, in particular when it comes to your life purpose. And in your heart, of course, that you will know what the next step and next stage is going to be. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship and those of you that are single. So for those of you in relationship, you know, you just need to be very careful, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because something, you know, that you have been working on, you had a certain chance not that long ago as a couple, and you were working on this, but I need you to be very careful, because you're already kind of going to become aware that this gave you, both of you, uncertain outlook. So it's to do with like unwise plans. You need to establish which plans did you have as a couple, because they're unwise to do at the moment. In like a couple of months time it's going to be fine, but now as it's staying here, it's like a basically unwise. So you need to establish what this is. On another hand, for those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, it's just like a pretty much so a lot is gonna be happening in your life, you know, when it comes to like so many other things apart from the romance and thinking. But you know what, you need to kind of like also understand that, you know, someone is going to cross your path this month, but it's more like kind of like you learning something really specific about that person, almost like you're gonna fancy someone for like 5 minutes, and then you're gonna remind yourself why exactly you're not fancying people like this in your life anymore. It's just like kind of fancying someone and liking someone, but you know that you moved on from a person like that. Maybe you spiritual growth, you know, 10 or 20 years ago we fancied maybe one type of person, 20 years later we fancy a different type of person. So it's about you coming to terms with the fact that you changed, but you're facing someone, you fancy this person, but you know that you're over that type of person. Subconsciously you know it's not the right person. So just try to understand that, you know, I suppose if you do end up with that person this month, then you still need to learn something really special about yourself, you know, and but then on another hand, you know, you do not want to make like an impulsive mistake. This is what you need to remember, that there is someone who is going to cross your path this month, more like a learning experience. So do not make an impulsive mistake. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.